Jai Hind everyone.
Jain sir.
Jain sir.
Sorry, got delayed. Okay. Nikita, Sanjivani, Vijay, Shweta. We'll sort out one issue. I hope you all have one group. Sanjivani, Nikita, Subodh is there. Shweta wanted to join that group. Whenever you are practicing, you please coordinate. Shweta, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
Shweta, you are not audible. Sanjivani,
Yes, sir.
Sir, now I am audible.
yes, but very low volume.
Sir, now?
Yes, now it is better. You all can have little bit interaction in whatever convenient time suiting your. You can have one to one or a group activity. It is always good. Be engaged on discussions, very meaningful discussions. Okay, not that you are doing something which is time pass. No. अरे दुबे साहब after long time.
जैन साहब
जय हिंद साहब कैसे हैं?
बस सब बढ़िया
Long time. What is happening? Your everything is over.
एक्चुअली साहब आई एम इन द रेजिमेंट बट टुडे आई हैव गॉट सम टाइम
Okay.
आई केम बैक इन माय रूम एंड आई हैव जॉइंड द क्लास
Okay. And when is the likely merit list and when you are joining?
सर इट इज अप्रोक्स आई थिंक 10th of September.
Okay, great. No problem so
Yes,
far. All is well.
yes sir, only we are waiting for that.
Okay, great. What
Yes
about
sir.
Mukesh Saab?
Mukesh साहब is preparing again sir.
Okay. Gurjan Saab?
Yes. Gurjan साहब is on training sir.
Okay.
Yes sir. His training has been started on 18th July.
His medical issue was sorted out, na?
Yes, it has been
Okay,
sorted out.
great.
Yes sir.
Okay. Anyone who wants card or it is all prepared topics?
No, sir. Card.
Okay. Nikita, you take 22.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Soham, welcome. You will come to know how lecturette is conducted. Today you can speak in the end or you can just introduce whatever way you are comfortable. Okay, so
Yes.
okay. Sanjeevani, you want to speak on a prepared topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think I am getting low volume or what? Sanjeevani, be louder, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, who will keep time? Shweta, can you keep time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I start, Shweta?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Good evening to all. Today, my lecture topic is startup in India. India, from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is boost the youth of nation and to make India listen to a developed nation. In another step to grade up the nation with new josh and bring the confidence among people to start up their business. Modi on 69 Independence Day announced that slogan of Startup India and Stand Up India. This step aims at provided easy loan and facility to new entrepreneurs, especially in village, which face most of the problem in a starting business. This Stand Up India initially also aims to promote entrepreneurship among SC, ST, and women's communities. This scheme has announced entrepreneurs to come up with their startup plans. India ranks third globally in the startup industry with 400 to 4,200 registration in Startup India. The government has set up new across the country on their public and private partnership mode. As per the Niti Aayog side, 17 established on center have been shortlisted for the scale up on support. The startup India hub has been operational from April 1st, 2016. The fund or funds for 10,000 crores rupees for startup by Small Industry Development Bank of India has been major attraction. The GST bill has greatly improved the growth rate of startup in the country. So lastly, I want to conclude that the companies is good startup for the start the campaignship is good start for startup industry in India, but the implementation of the scheme has not been proper. The development big made in time will be industry to its goal. The decreased corporation tax and the increased possibility will easy help young entrepreneurship to make successful business. Thank you.
Okay, Sanjivani, content wise, it is coming up some pronunciations and confidence that has to come up. Startup India is a very important topic, and any interview, group discussion, or in general, also, one has to be aware about this initiative because India wants to be a $5 trillion economy, and in that, there are few important sectors: agriculture, corporate world, manufacturing, services sector. So these are important. And when you club this Startup India with Make in India, these two things are important and add one more dimension to it, defense industry. We are not Atmanirbhar, self-reliant. We are not. So when we will have more people coming, opening industries or starting businesses or a business culture comes or the industrial revolution comes, which is in general is not there. We are 130 35 crore, or maybe next year we will be the most populous country in the world. So we are not represented well in sports or in industry or in such kind of things where we can claim that we are the great. More importantly, after COVID, this is the realization that we should be self reliant. And how it will be happening? We need more people to come forward, and we need more Tatas, Ambanis, Adanis, Birlas in years to come. So some facts and figures like Sanjeevani has given how much budget was allotted initially. The fresh graduates are given that hope that you can start something, and people have started. It will need some hand holding from the government side, some kind of culture, no red tapeism as far as the clearances goes, more MNCs to come up so that the smaller players as a feeding industry to them can come up, because if one big company comes it requires so many small companies, and these small companies can be opened by new buzzing entrepreneurs. This is very important, and it once that culture comes up, then probably job issue will be sorted out, youth energy will be tapped properly, and we will achieve our all aims and aspirations. We will be powerful nation. Okay, good. Sanjeevani, Nikita, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else who wants to speak from the card? No. Dubey sahab, you will be participating today?
No, sir. I am about to listen all.
Okay, good. Good, Josh, that you are joined despite the fact that now you are no longer required to prepare for anything, but learning, education is never ending, and that is the
Sir,
spirit.
actually, I will get a lot of things from your because you are giving a lot of points. There, that is a very good point, sir. That's why I
Okay,
am noting down that all.
okay, good, good. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Sanjeevani, keep time. Nikita, go ahead.
You can start with it.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. The topic which I have selected for my lecturate is brain drain. So let's see that what is brain drain. It's a migration of people for better health, better salary, better standard of living, then access to advanced technology, and stable political conditions in different places worldwide. If we see the current scenario, then we noticed that in case of India, that almost more than 40,000 people, especially students, migrate to other countries for the education purpose. So basically, it is regarding for the better uh, quality of education. Now, if we see the other countries like Afghanistan, then in last year we noticed that the people of Afghanistan were migrating to other countries because of political instability. So I think in brain draining, the different all these factors contributes. Basically, what we can do to stop the brain drain? Basically, there are few reasons. As there is a talking about India, then definitely there is a employment problem, then educational infrastructure, then political instability. So, talking about educational infrastructure, then definitely we can first of all change the educational syllabus. We can implement the uh, required syllabus, so that after education, what is the requirement of market, they can actually get it from the students, which will help the students to find the employment. And as we know that the new education policy has been introduced, which will definitely is more about the more practical approach rather than theory. So definitely it will generate more skilled students, and they'll get more income, so which might stop the brain drain. And also, uh, if we see the political instability, so I think somewhere education also plays a very important role, because most of the part of India that is rural, and most of the people, rural area people, are not that much educated. So I think after this is the thing, after a decade, that people will be educated and they'll be knowing that whom to vote and on what basis they have to vote. So that political leaders will also think before the defection. So political stability will gain after some time. So if we implement all these things, so definitely there will be a time where not only our people leave the country, but also the people from developed countries will come to the India and will contribute to the nation's growth. Thank you.
Okay, good Nikita. It was spontaneous preparation. Maybe flow was little affected. It can come much better, Nikita. Have more confidence. Maybe lack of focus, little bit on a virtual platform. Content-wise, it was coming up, but smoothness of that flow delivery has to be maintained. Otherwise, what happens? We may lose in actual SSB that focus. We should have that habit. Okay, we will not lose focus, and delivery has to be confident. Okay, brain drain, very important topic. Maybe the time has come for ghar wapsi. In 80s, if you see the IITians or the 90s, you see software engineers, when they had a scenario where you don't have appropriate place to work or to justify your talent here, people migrated for their work. Money was not the only criteria. The suitable environment or the talent recognition, these were also the issues. And our nation, after independence, if you see, uh, we were just developing. So many village side people migrated to smaller towns, then to cities, metros, and there it was an aspirational India, dreaming high, from small families, first engineers, first doctors. And that is the result. After 4 decades today, we have so many CEOs of Indian origin. Why only CEOs? Lot many ministers in world level, different countries. Today, Britain, the candidate fighting for topmost post. Indian origin people are there. US Vice President, Indian origin families. there. So this brain drain, once upon a time, has resulted into a scenario where we have representation all over world, whether it is African nations, especially West Indies, South Africa, then it comes to Europe, all countries, except little bit East was missing. So there also we have got representation. In fact, in um, history, we had more people migrating to all places, especially eastern side. Now coming to our own aspirations, the previous topic was Startup India. Once Startup India, Atmanirbhar Mission, or the $5 trillion economy, these words are there, these dreams are there, these ambitions are there from the nation point of view, society point of view. Now the talent will be retained. There are enough scope of working here. In fact, bigger MNCs are now at our doorstep. Amazon is working here. That means our people who wants better salary or wants to justify their talents or have a befitting place to work. They are getting places here. People are earning crores as a salary package in India, which was not the case earlier. Maybe market is at totally booming stage. Our population or the stage of India is big market, and that is how businesses are more. And what is happening then? We have very good scenario. Now our people may not go outside. In fact, the others are coming in. Small nations or the developing nations, people are coming here and settling or working here. So brain drain once upon a time was because of some constraints. Now it is not the intensity with which it is happening, which happened in 80s, 90s. And that is how Silicon Valley, most of the Indians. American doctors, representation is very high from Indian community. These two professions, engineers and doctors, all over world, is because of brain drain. People migrated. They had no appropriate place to uh, prove their merit, prove their worth, and they, in the search of appropriate place or earning better, had gone out. And that is how money also flew in. Our people at back home, parents from such kids, got a lot of money flowing in. And this is the growth story of India. Okay, good, Nikita. From some other angle, I spoke. Okay, who is next? Next
May I?
volunteer. Okay, Shweta. But I am not able to hear you properly.
Sir, now am I audible?
Yes, better. Nikita, keep time. A little
Shweta, you
louder,
can
Shweta.
start.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. Today's my topic is cybercrime. Science and technology has changed the face of everything and reduced the level of effort. The era has arrived when even warfare also got a technological face, as everything on paper is now on server. Cyber threat has emerged as a new mode of stealing the data that erased the task of spy. Source of cyber threat. Various and cyber groups work for different purposes. In most of the cases, the reason lies in monitoring benefit to have thrilling and experience or personal revenges. Terror group also use cybercrime as a way to sneak peek into the service to steal confidential data, national security to fail them or provide it to the enemy nation. Recently, ISIS was found advertising for hiring computer experts and programs for its cyber task. Requirement of cybersecurity. India is the second largest internet population in the world. With the emergence of new things, its legal us also involves. According to the Microsoft, 20% of the small to mid-sized businesses has been cybercrime targeted. About 87 million Facebook users were affected by the Cambridge analysis that data space in the US alone. Now India needs to central and state level coordinating body to revive the strategy and further improvement. There should be a well equipped organization under law enforcement to have power to neutralize the cyber attacks and respond to the attack by terror groups, foreign cyber gangs, etc. Conclusion. With the high in technology interface in almost all fields, physical works have reduced. Internet was made to save time and speed up the process, but now it is being used as a weapon to paralyze any authorities or even a nation. All we need to go gear up the cyber authorities to benefit the threats and simultaneously catch the culprits. Thank you.
Okay, good, Shweta. Sorry, that audio issue was at my end. Now it is resolved. I could hear you properly. You had put in extra energy also. Okay, good. Cyber crime. One statement has to come naturally. People are talking next 9/11 will be on cyber platform. Imagine the intensity of such statement. That means when 9/11 happened, nobody could imagine such kind of threat is there. So similar way, something will happen and people will just say, "Oh, what happened?" Maybe a nation will collapse, maybe an institute will collapse, or maybe some kind of disruption will happen and which will be beyond our imagination. Small incidents happened about a power network hacking or some kind of experiments are going on. Who knows? The cyber world will give so much of challenge to the people who are controlling law and order agencies or the governments of all countries. It will be very difficult if something goes wrong, and maybe because of which some war will get triggered. Like everything is now machine based, AI enabled things. Artificial intelligence is the buzz of the thing. So if everything is machine control and machine can be hacked, things are going to be very difficult. And maybe future generations will have a very different scenario in which one has to operate. Information warfare, the blur line between truth and the lie. It is very difficult to judge now on a WhatsApp or a newspaper or the media. The media dimension has changed because of this networking. And the transactions, banking, threats are manifold. Cyber is the biggest sphere where cyber, when we say the networking or the internet domain, this platform is the biggest area where people will be engaged. Everyone will be engaged invariably, whether as a user or some kind of operator for systems or organizations or whatever. But it will be interesting challenge where the techno savvy people will have to work, and there are some countries which are way ahead of nation like us. We are probably slow. That is my take on it. There is already so much of investment in this sphere about enemy nations or enemy um, societies data profiling, because that is how this world has come. Data is new oil. That is the importance. Today data is sold. Everything and anything is getting captured, and that is why the richest people are not from automobile industry or some kind of manufacturing industry. Today's richest people are data related, Facebook, Twitter. Why? Because the threat is getting developed. That is the power of this field. Okay, good. I think more speakers will be there. Who is next?
So can I?
Who is there? Kartik?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. And Samrin. I think Samrin is also there. Next can be Samrin.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kartik, you go ahead. Shweta, keep time.
Yes, sir.
You can start now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today's my lecture topic is obesity. So, what is actually obesity? Obesity is a health condition where a person exceeds a body mass index, which is the rating of the body mass of 25. When a person has a body mass index of 25 and he crosses it, then the person is said to be obese. This percentage varies between different genders. For male, it above the age of 35, it goes till 30, but for females, it is till 25. Obesity is one of the biggest health problems in the world. Obesity is a risk factor for number of cancers. So, what are the causes of this obesity? Obesity may be caused by genetical factors, where where a child inherits some problems through the genetics, which may be hormonal, like the regulation of fat in the body is not properly. Then obesity may also happen due to lack of physical activity, where a person does not burn his daily calories and keeps on eating excess of calories. It may also happen by overeating of food and not eating mindfully. Obesity, some main cause of obesity is engineered food, where you consume food like engineered food like packed potato chips, etc. One more reason for obesity is lack of insulin in your body. Obesity can be cured by having a balanced diet, where you consume 50% of the food which is green leafy vegetables, then 25% proteins, and 25% of other carbs, etc. Then obesity can also be cured by engaging in a physical activity and exercise, where you burn your calories and put on the calories which are only needed by the body to function on a regular basis. Obesity can also be reduced by eating mindfully, where you know what you are eating, what amount of calories you are eating, what you are consuming, and how much it
Only
will harm
30
your
seconds
body.
are left.
And the main thing you can do to reduce obesity is you can simply lose weight. You can lose weight by the reasons by engaging in physical activity or eating a good amount of roughage and drinking a good amount of water. Thank you.
Okay, good, Kartik. Uh, introduction was good. The momentum was little bit slow. You picked up initially easy, and thereafter it was little slow. You can maintain the same thing. Obesity is a very common topic, which may figure in your lectures, uh, especially at 10 plus 2 NDA. Why? Because this is a area where health consciousness, being in the defense forces aspirational candidate, one should know. And as usual, I will always advise, moment a topic is selected from the lecturette card, if you get something which is current affair related, must join that point with this. So I will update you about obesity. There is a new order in military forces, especially army, that anybody, any officer who is obese cannot be given promotion, and this is going to be very strict at whatever level, senior, junior, middle rank, whatever. So this is going to be very, very strict in times to come. It has always been strict, but promotion related direct bearing is a very, very huge impact. Maybe you can learn a lesson that even in army, if it has raised the alarm, imagine the civil society. Our schedule is the biggest problem. Today we are more machine oriented people. We walk less, we run less, we are generally on vehicles, we are generally on gadgets, we are generally operating machines. Sitting posture is a problem. And just our ancestors had some kind of different schedule where they used to walk, go away, and there was inherent exercise. The food, next part. Food is a big source of this obese related problem, because so many fabricated things, natural food is missing, and these artificial flavored, colored, or whatever fast food, these are also major reasons. But the biggest issue is, especially after seeing the COVID phase, all of us need to understand those who are fit physically and mentally will survive, because this is just a beginning of diseases. Monkeypox is at our doors, and similar sequence will continue. lot of diseases are related to your obesity. If you are obese, you are likely to catch any disease faster than a normal person. This is the biggest threat, and it will be a liability for whole family then. Okay, good. Kartik, who is next?
So,
Yes,
can I
Samrin.
start?
Kartik, keep time, and then will be Sharvari.
You can start.
Good evening, everyone. My topic is climate change. Climate change is defined as a significant variation of average weather condition, making environment more wetter, warmer, or drier. The effect of climate change has recently been seen in some countries and cities of India. Climate change is a global threat. The causes are mainly due to increase in human activities, for example, burning of fossil fuels, gases released from greenhouse, deforestation, and material used, like for example, concrete, which releases an extreme amount of CO2. After every 7 years, a report is released by IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It is the world's most authoritative body on climate change. According to a recent IPCC report, it brings out that the reduction strategies put up by the nations through Paris Agreement are not adequate to keep the global temperature increase in within 1.5 degrees Celsius or even 2 degrees Celsius limit. It further highlighted that some of these climate change are irreversible. The term in terms of CO2 emission, China, US, India, Russia, and Japan are the top contributors. During the process of development, the developed nations have a major contributor for climate change. Experts says that India is more vulnerable to climate change due to its geographical condition. IPCC report also warned India against more intense heat wave and heavy monsoon and even cyclones in upcoming years. The main international treaty on fighting climate change is UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. In that, there comes the Paris Agreement and Kyoto Protocol. Paris Agreement is the first legally binding global climate agreement, and Kyoto Protocol it is the world's only legally binding instrument for cutting greenhouse gas emissions. Recently, 2021, COP26 was held in Glasgow, Scotland, US. According to UNFCCC,
Last 30 seconds.
COP26 will work on different kind of goals. And lastly, I would like to conclude by giving some solutions. That first, to keep fossil fuels in ground. Second is, if we invest in renewable energy. Third, switch to sustainable transportation and ending deforestation, providing solar power lightings and more. So we can cope up with this uh, global threat. Thank you.
Okay, well structured talk, lecturette. Topic is very important, climate change. Um, when we are talking about diseases, even this climate is a big issue because that is also responsible for many health related things for us. And moreover, entire existence, human existence, or even the planet existence. Planet will survive, but the living beings will not be able to survive, and this will be a big challenge. And what Samrin has brought out a lot of relevant points. Paris Agreement, that is the first legal binding on all nations. But there is one issue: the developing nations, how they can control it. Because today, if you see, the developed nations are producing less. They are manufacturing in some other countries, especially China and India, because these are developing nations where the labor is available, cheap labor. And then the developed nations will claim that at your end the climate is getting affected because production houses are located in this some very populated areas, and the items are produced for the rest of the world. This is some kind of complexity. The developed world has already reached to a level. The people behind them, they also want to reach to a level of development, and in the bargain these issues are problematic. The carbon credit system, even in this topic, can have a mention. These are incentives. When you are earning better carbon credits, this is getting rewarded, whether it is any organization or a country. So companies also, they are trying to have better carbon credit ratings. Then comes what in the end Samrin has highlighted, how to resolve it: sustainable energy, renewable energy. For example, there are some remedies at our doorstep at local levels. Unfortunately, in the name of modernization, we are generally compromising on basic things. There is a new fashion of putting cement roads. Cement roads as a highway is okay, but as a layman, even I understand in the normal colonies should not have cement road because it will definitely generate high energy reflection will be the phenomena. Sunlight will get reflected, it is not getting absorbed, the reflection will be more. The more importantly, water will not be absorbed into the land. Water will just go away. So water level of the land, particularly in that area, will be a big issue in just 5 to 10 years. People will not have water, drinkable water. So small things when it comes in the name of development, modernization, the decision makers have to be now really serious. When plastic came, it solved our lot of problems, but the same plastic is not a uh, easy challenge now. We are now thinking how to discard it, how to get away from it. So this is how the science cycle works. Okay. Next is Sharvari.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Samrin, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start.
Yes. Good evening, everyone present over here. Friends, in today's time, we all are chasing to get engaged in information and technology. Along with this, India is one of the country who is having one of the cheapest internet in whole world. By saying this, I would like to introduce my today's topic, that is e-commerce. Basically, e-commerce is use of internet, information and technology for transaction of money in trade. Uh, E-commerce is divided into three categories, that is B2B, B2C, and C2C. B2B is basically business to business category. Under this category, many of the businesses are governed by online transactions in them. Then another one is B2C, that is business to consumer. Business to consumer in daily life, if we see on any shop, this can be considered under B2C. And third one is consumer to consumer. After this, e-commerce is having some advantages and disadvantages. First of all, advantages of e-commerce is that it helps to save time. In today's world, the most precious thing is our time, and we don't want to waste our time in small things. So e-commerce may help to save time. Such apps like Flipkart and Amazon helps for reliable shopping as well as saves time. Then mm, Then another one is it helps in reduction of corruption. It may bring transparency in political transactions, and this may revive the political transaction and helps to reduce the corruption also. Then e-commerce may help for e-marketing of government schemes, as there are many government schemes, and e-commerce may help this to spread these government schemes. The disadvantages of e-commerce is that it may get caught by cyber attacks.
Last 30 seconds.
Then all are machine oriented people, and many a times we and e-commerce have spread in such a way that we may buy vegetables online too. So uh, this may degrade our moral values, along with we all will not be in touch with our social life. So these are some disadvantages of
Time up.
e-commerce. Along with this, I would like to say that I would like to conclude my talk by saying that if we use this e-commerce in proper way, it may it will be weight to $5 trillion USD, 5 trillion dollars economy of our country. Thank you and have a nice day.
Okay, good, Sharvari. Mm, further smooth flow can come once your content wise, yes, it was coming in a good way, but some more points can come when you are talking about government related things. You can use the appropriate word. GEM, government e-marketing place, GEM portal is the appropriate word, and it is going to really make more transparent things and reduce the corruption. It is picking up slowly. That is one. Secondly, you can give small examples also, like e-commerce, how it is going to affect our society. Our ancestors, or even my childhood, I remember we had a very sweet relations in local areas as far as the trading goes. When we used to buy kirana from a just walking distance place, that kirana shop owner and our relation is something society building, some kind of relations where society was so beautiful. Today, in this world, when we are operating on an e-commerce model where you are ordering, you don't know who is sending it, there is a courier service in between, item is reaching, and there is no personal connect. This is a big issue in times to come. Our society, as such, is at under threat as far as the chemistry between people is concerned, even at family level. When you as a family go for shopping, small shopping, that is also a relationship building, strengthening the emotions between us. Because when you go and physically do it, there are so many things involved in it. Yes, on the one hand we are saving time, we have better products, competition is high because at world level you can now order things. Technically speaking, you can order from anywhere, whichever brand is selling you cheap, you are comparing. It is easy to compare. But what about the other aspects of society? Small vendors are under threat, but then people will say it is a competition. They have to migrate to such platforms. They are migrating. All are migrating. Even e-commerce related things they are already adapted. But in the bargain, there are some likely impact on our society's fabric. Our colonies are now people living together but not really connected, because a colony had residential plus small commercial zones, and these small shops are very important, and they were part of your own personal relations, whether it is picking up a morning milk bag to vegetables, or the small vendors which used to come at doorstep. Even in my childhood, I remember Kulfi wala used to come. Today, these things are not visible that much. So all those things are the other points I'm just discussing. So one odd example you can give from these small issues in any topic. When you get appropriate example, it gives better touch and better understanding, and your emotive value also adds into it. Okay, who is next? Volunteer.
So
Okay,
I was having one doubt.
I guess Sharvari.
Sir, while giving this lecture, I lack in some professional words, like which may avoid an elaborative sentence. So how can I enhance this?
Don't worry. See, more and more you listen others topics. Suppose there are today many topics which already someone had spoken in last sessions. So everyone will have different approach to speak. There are some topics where most of the material will be common, but the way something is said, the way some new word is added, so automatically you will gain that expertise, because this is just exposure. Once you get exposure, you are just in 12th now, so slowly you will come to know, because just coming to the open environment after 10th, you are into 11th and 12th. This is the area where you are just getting exposure, early exposure to the world. And this is a competitive study related forum where we are discussing different topics. And these topics, if I remember my days at 12th, I probably had no knowledge about all these topics because the scenario was not like this. We had no such technology where we could add our knowledge so easily. So, Sharvari, don't worry, it is a process, it will come. Today you spoke something, just imagine 3 months back on the same topic, what material you had, probably less, or maybe no material, enough material, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So don't worry, it will happen. And keep listening some topics which others are coming and delivering because someone who speaks for 3 minutes at least gathers important points, and someone who has prepared for half an hour or 1 hour or 2 hour, then it is a quality substance which is coming at front. Okay, so just pay attention. Okay, if someone is interested in giving lecturate, or we will just have introduction because there are a couple of
So may I?
yes, who is there? Ansh,
Ansh.
you
Yes, sir.
want to speak for 3 minutes?
Yes, I want to.
Okay, Sharvari, keep time.
Yes, sir. You may start.
Good evening, everybody. My topic for today's lecture is solar energy. Solar energy is a renewable source form of energy gotten from the sun that can be utilized for numerous purposes by humans. We can use solar energy in many different ways in our daily lives, like for producing electricity, cooking food, etc. Solar energy involves a simple technique that reduces the expenses of solar consumption in comparison to the other sources of energy. It is available free of cost to all people on earth. There are many benefits of solar energy. Solar energy is obtainable to use without any cost, although you can buy devices and equipment for producing solar energy through sun rays. Still, its cost is less in comparison to our cost of energy requirements. Solar energy can be utilized in the remote and rural areas where also it is quite costly to set up an electric power grid. Solar energy might be widely utilized for charging equipment like solar cell batteries and calculators that need very less amount of energy. And if and next is the main point of solar energy. Solar energy does not create any type of pollution. It is an unlimited renewable energy source that will never end. There are also some drawbacks of solar energy. You can use it only during the daytime when there is abundant sunlight obtainable. The expenses of setting up panels and solar cell for producing solar energy are quite high. You need big size of land for settling the plants of solar energy for seizing the energy arriving through the sun. The quantity of energy produced in solar power grid is quite less in comparison to the energy which comes. The utilization of solar energy can become a boon to lots of people. However, the high cost of its
Last 30
equipment
seconds.
and devices can't stop people from using it. The government should take some steps to reduce the cost of solar energy's equipment so that each and every person in this country can make the best use of it for their benefits. Thank you.
Okay, good Ansh. It is coming up. Your practice is now improving, and this topic we can now see from a different context also. Energy is a very important subject when it comes to becoming superpower. If any country wishes to become superpower, it has to have basic things. First is military, second is money, and third is energy. And these are associated. Energy is important because anything you want to start to become advanced country requires energy. Industry setup, energy. Military setup, energy. So you cannot prosper without energy. Now, so far, we had traditional sources of energy, which is limited. Moreover, it used to create pollution. Now, the clean energy, solar is, we are naturally gifted with so much of sunlight. Most part of India is having sunlight for better period of year. So, this is a great gift, technology's gift, that we can convert solar energy into electrical energy. And when we are talking about electric vehicles and so many electrical appliances, everything is getting operated on electrical energy, then our energy requirement has gone up, and our dependency on this traditional fuel or the diesel and petrol and all those things which are imported, see the benefits especially for our country. And that is the hope that we will prosper much faster than anticipated pace, because the way things are developing. What Ansh was highlighting about the cost, initially when the solar energy was launched, before that wind energy production had started, solar energy was a bigger player, and there were many players. But wind energy has got its own limitations. Very specific areas can produce only this wind energy, and you require to put those high propellers and those things, high mast. But then solar energy panels, when initially came, the production cost was very high. Technology was new, and slowly from I think 14, 15, 16 rupees per unit production cost or the charges, it has come to now 3 rupees, 4 rupees. This is also a big achievement. But now, when International Solar Alliance, we are the leader in this alliance, and why not? We have the um, natural benefit of having so much of solar energy with us, or the sunlight with us. And that is how India is also taking big interest, investing also, and giving subsidy also. Why should government should share this burden? Because once energy is created, whether it is household or solar parks, there are big parks also. I think Karnataka has got one of the biggest park, where the barren land, the farmers are getting now monthly income. They came together, and some, I think 2000 acre or whatever, they clubbed it, established a solar park. Government also gives a lot of promotional things, incentives to such kind of projects, and huge electricity is getting generated, and it is a benefit, and people are getting monthly incomes also. So this is how now progress is happening in this field. Okay, good. Ansh, who is next? Okay, can we have a little bit introduction about Soham, and there are more. Gauri Saab, I think you can just
Yes, sir.
introduce.
I also joined today, sir.
Yes, who is this?
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I am able to hear.
Sir, first of all, Jain, sir.
Jai Hind.
Sir, myself, defense employee. I am Havaldar Somvir,
Okay,
uh, and I am education Havaldar.
okay, great.
I am from I am from Rohtak, Haryana. My education qualifications is MSc Geology and B.Ed. As of now, I am pursuing my MPhil from Geology, and at present, I am in Ambala, Kent, and I am living with my family. My father is a government retired person. My mother is a homemaker. I have two younger sisters. Both are married. And I'm three-time conferenced out. And I have applied for service entry PCSL for record officer. And hopefully at this time I'll get my SV dates in the month of December, sir.
Okay, great. Three times conference out. Okay, no issue. And how many years of service you have put in, Somir Saab?
Sir, sir, 11 years, sir.
Okay, good. I think this time you should clear. Just be regular, and uh, you have a good group here. Even these students are parallelly having their own subgroups, so that some doubts clearance and all those things. Even in main group, you can put any doubt. We will,
Right, sir, right, sir.
yes. Now, um, Dubey Saab is there, already cleared. Gurjan Saab has cleared. He has joined training also. So you all are already at advantageous position, because you have leadership qualities. You being an education instructor, there is hardly anything to be taught. It is just matter of practice now, isn't it? We will now
Yes.
to where is Soham? Can we have your introduction?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. My name is Soham. I am from Muzaffarpur, Bihar. Currently, I am pursuing Bachelor of Technology as CSE as my branch. I am in my third year. And talking about my interest, I have done the third so far in Scout in my school days. I have joined NCC, and I want to be. My short term goal is to become a web developer, and my long term goal is to serve my country. Thanks.
Okay. When you talk about short-term goal, that means you are doing something on it, web developing.
Yes, sir. I am working on it.
Okay, great. I, these kind of things are very important. You should be actively engaged in something. Moment you are without
चार
any
बजे से
creative
क्या
work,
किया
creative work.
4 बजे से लेकर 6 बजे तक तुमने क्या किया
Okay. Soham, good to have you here. Third year, appropriate time you are joined. Maybe next year you will appear for, even you can try CDS also, though technical entry we will recommend, but you can try for different entries. There are enough engineers here who can guide you, which all exams are there, AppCat or INET or some specialist advertisers are also there. Okay, can we hear Gauri Saab? Gauri Saab, you can give your introduction. Not audible. I think some network issue. No issue, Gauri Saab. Next time I think you can deliver a lecturette also. Not able to hear. Okay, anyone else?
Uh, is Naib
Sir, good evening, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
How do you please?
Now audible. Can we hear
Sir,
Gauri Saab?
okay, sir. My name is Naib Gauri Shankar, and I posted in the 106 medium regiment in the Chardar Assam area, sir.
Okay.
And as far as my education is concerned, I have a 12th pass from the UP board. And as far as my family background is, total 18 member in my family, a part of my parents. I have two eldest brother, and I have two kids, one son and one daughter. Both are studying in the Army Public School, New Kent, Prayagraj. And my wife is a homemaker. And my strongest point is I want to learn each moment for any seniors or any juniors. And my weakness, some weakness about the communication skill, but I made a planning about that enhance and regular basis practice going on continue. And definitely I will reach on that level, can communicate to other person.
Okay, good, Saab. This is the right platform. I think every time you can come prepared on any topic, deliver it, analyze how exactly the flow is coming, and you can have, we will have group discussions also, whatever constraints are there of our virtual platform. And more importantly, knowledge. Different topics. Today
Yes.
also, different topics are spoken and well prepared topics are spoken. So, a lot of knowledge we can gain here, confidence building, and all are aligning towards defense
Yes.
forces. Firstly, you are already in defense forces as a junior leader. You are already a class 2 level officer, and despite that,
Yes.
you are still ambitious. Like Dubey Saab is there, who has already cracked. Gurjan Saab has cracked. You will
Yes.
also crack. And there is Somir Saab, who is
Yes.
now in line. This is a good sign
Yes. Sir.
because, like a sports person, he never gets tired. He wants to
Yes, sir.
always keep playing, whether it is Sachin Tendulkar or Dhoni. They don't want to get retired, and that is a passion actually. That is
Yes.
a love. And similarly, in
Yes.
our life, information, education, promotion, or some career enhancement, that is very important. This hunger should never go. That is very important. Good that we
Yes.
have senior people also now. Very nice. Gauri Saab, next time onwards, we can hear you on topics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today, even today, you if you want to speak on something, you're welcome. If there is anyone, I will
Yes,
just
sir.
see. You
I
want
want
to?
to speak about the SEO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Okay, okay. Someone to keep time. We will keep time. Ansh,
Yes, sir.
you know how to
I'll do.
keep time?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Just prompt when to start.
You can start now.
Gauri Saab, you can start. Not audible.
Uh, thank you, sir. Today I have got very interested topic that is a SCO, means Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Easy of your understanding and better assimilation, I shall be divided into four parts. First part, I would cover about that introduction about the SCO. Second part, what is the aim of the SCO? Third part, what is the stand of the India against the SCO? And fourth part is the conclusion. Now I take it part first. What is the SCO? It means Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Shanghai Cooperation Organization, there are eight, it was established in 1996. Old name of old name is was Shanghai 5, but when Uzbekistan took part in 2001, then it called name is SCO. There are eight countries in this organization, and this time India took part in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. After Asana Agreement in 2017, India took part in this organization. In this organization, have a member of like that firstly China, India, Pakistan, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Firstly, I would explain about that. What is the Astana Agreement? Astana Agreement. In this agreement, Russia told about the India in front of the that forum to the China. India will take part in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. On that time, China protest against the India and Russia. When India will take part in this organization, then Pakistan also will take part in this organization. So that's why both countries, India and
Last 10
Pakistan,
seconds.
took part in the Astana, took part in this organization in 2017. It headquarters secretariat in the Beijing. And what is the aim of SEO? China wants to make a superpower. That's why they took the support ASEAN countries that he can counter against the NATO power. So that's why he made the planning about that the organization. And this year, uh, like that, all countries promote or wonder things in front of that forum. From the India side, show the Statue of Unity in 2022. And now let's move the second part. What is the what is the made planning by the China? China made launch the BRI project. It means Belt Road and Initiative. Under this project, one belt, one road policy, he made the China, and that's why he want to export and import to other from the land side and from the sea side. He want to export to the Asian countries, European countries, also to communicate with those countries. And now let's move other topics. What is the stand of the India? India does not want to take part in the BRI project because India said that China made the CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, inside the POK area. That's why he he didn't take support to these projects. And now conclusion, according to my point of view, India should not take support to the BRI project. And thank you, sir.
Okay, SCO, very important group and the organization where member countries are having own interest. What Gauri Shankar Saab has just highlighted, China's interest versus India's interest, because all these international alliances are with some purpose, some common interest. And you see now the recent example of Russia Ukraine war, how
Yes, sir.
international organizations or the association alignment work together. And there are some breaks also or cracks also in relations. We also witnessed when, especially in 1971 war, when Pakistan was hopeful of American help, but India had Russia's help. So the two balancing forces that time Cold War was on, to Russia and US. If US had come, Russia would have come. So these balancing forces, I'm just giving a classic example. This is how international alliances are working. Now, Gauri Saab has already told how China insisted if India is to be part of SCO, Pakistan will also be part of SCO. These are the blackmailings. So this is how these international groupings are important, and groupings are with common interest. There are some disagreements, but then in the international scenario, we have to be part of groups where we have to say something, push our agendas, get some countries to their uh, knees if required. Today, we see now how China and US are confronting each other over Taiwan. So that is how these international groupings are important. Good, Gauri Saab. Only time management is one thing that will come today. I think after a long time you must have joined some online forum, and about some pronunciations and all. It will come up more and more practice. Nation, any nation, we generally don't address as he. We can take nation's name, okay, nation's name, or generally because it sounds little this thing, not as per the regular things. But in general, knowledge wise, such topics are very important. You brought a good topic, and we will practice more. Anyone who wants to say
Yes,
something?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Who is this?
I am Desraj. I am a serving person. Now I am currently posted in Ambala. I belong from Jajjar, Haryana. I have four members in my family. My brother, mother, my wife, and along with my son. My son is currently studying in APS, Army Public School, Ambala.
Okay. Uh, you are now. How many years you are put in service?
15 years, sir.
15 years. Good.
15 years service.
And how many times faced SSB?
Sir, I am fresher.
Okay. So you are appearing for SEO?
PCSL, sir.
Okay, PCSL. I think that entry is also now only PCSL is more available now. You know. When is your likely
Yes, sir.
SSB?
Sir, it may be after October.
Okay, if you have time, you can just we will interact one to one also with Gauri Saab, you and Somir Saab. I will interact and we will have some strategy how to go about it. Little bit discussion on each part of SSB, and some of the previous videos you can see, especially OLQs. You must be very clear, and some of the psychological related discussions are there. Whenever you get time, you just hear it, because there if your mindset gets tuned for such kind of thinking, things are okay. Then we can practice more now. Hereafter, I think there are more people who are having SSBs, especially from service entries, so we'll have more sessions. Okay, shall we end here?
Yes, sir.
We will end here. Have a good time, be happy. Jai Hind.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Jain, sir.